Yo, what's up everybody, it's Tech Talk, and we're diving deep into the world of Tesla once again. But this time, it's not about groundbreaking tech or ludicrous speed. We're talking about the Tesla Model Y, a car that's been making waves, but maybe not for all the right reasons. Now before you hit that buy button and hand over your hard-earned cash, there are some things you need to know. We're seeing reports of software glitches, build quality concerns, and even some questionable pricing strategies. It's like that moment when you unbox a brand new phone, excited to dive in, only to find out the software is buggy and the battery life is worse than your old one. So if you're thinking about joining the Tesla family with a shiny new Model Y, you might want to pump the brakes for a second. In this video, we're breaking down the top reasons why you might want to hold off on that purchase, or at least go in with both eyes wide open. Let's get into it. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price of the Model Y. Now we all know Tesla has a history of adjusting prices, but lately, it's felt more like a roller coaster ride than a stable investment. We're seeing some pretty significant price drops, and that's leaving a lot of early adopters feeling burned. Imagine this, you buy a brand new Model Y, you're stoked, you're showing it off to all your friends, and then boom, a few months later, Tesla slashes the price. Suddenly, your investment is worth significantly less. Not cool, Tesla, not cool. And it's not just about the initial price drop. This constant fluctuation really messes with the resale value. It's like trying to trade in your phone right before the new model comes out. You're not going to get what you paid for it. We're seeing tons of complaints from owners on Reddit and Twitter, people who feel like Tesla isn't being transparent about its pricing strategy. And look, I get it, Tesla's trying to stay competitive in a rapidly changing market, but these sudden price swings are leaving a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. It's one thing to adjust prices gradually, but these drastic cuts make it seem like Tesla's prioritizing new customers over those who already took the plunge. So, if you're considering a Model Y, factor in the very real possibility of price drops and the impact it could have on your wallet down the road. Okay, so we've talked about the price, but what about the car itself? Now, the Model Y is a sleek-looking ride, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to build quality, well, let's just say there's room for improvement. We're seeing reports of panel gaps that would make a Russian doll blush, paint imperfections that would make a kindergartner say, "I can do better," and interior rattles that sound like a mariachi band trapped in the dashboard. And these aren't isolated incidents. A quick search online will lead you down a rabbit hole of forum threads and YouTube videos filled with owners documenting their Model Y's imperfections. It's like buying a brand new flagship phone and finding scratches on the screen right out of the box. Look, I get it, mass production has its challenges, and no car is going to be perfect. But when you're spending this much money on a premium vehicle, you expect a certain level of fit and finish. And it's not just about aesthetics, build quality issues can sometimes signal deeper problems down the line, potential leaks, rattles that turn into full-blown mechanical issues, you name it. So, while the Model Y might turn heads on the road, be prepared to potentially deal with some quirks and imperfections along the way. Alright, let's talk tech, because that's what Tesla is known for, right? But here's the thing, Tesla's always innovating, which is great. But it also means that the car you buy today might not have the latest and greatest hardware. Remember those early adopters who bought the Model Y before the rear heated seats and the upgraded sound system were standard? Yeah, they weren't too thrilled when Tesla rolled out those features a few months later. It's like buying the latest iPhone only to find out that the next generation is coming out in a few months with a better camera and a faster processor. And with Tesla, it's not just about incremental upgrades. They've been known to make significant hardware changes like switching from radar to a camera-based autopilot system. So, if you're someone who always wants the latest and greatest tech, you might want to wait a bit before pulling the trigger on a Model Y, because chances are a newer, more feature-packed version is just around the corner. Okay, let's talk software, because Tesla's known for its tech, right? But here's the catch, sometimes that tech can be a little, shall we say, unpredictable. We're talking phantom braking, sensor errors, and those infamous touchscreen freezes that leave you stranded with a multi-thousand-pound paperweight. It's like your phone suddenly deciding to restart in the middle of an important call, or your laptop crashing right before a big deadline. Except, in a car, these glitches can have real-world consequences. And the frustrating part is, Tesla's software updates, while often bringing cool new features, can sometimes introduce new bugs or even remove existing functionality. It's like updating your phone's operating system and suddenly your favorite app no longer works. Look, I get it, software development is complex and bugs happen. But when it comes to a car, especially one that relies so heavily on software for its core functions, reliability is key. So if you're considering a Model Y, be prepared for the occasional software quirk. It comes with the territory of owning a tech-forward vehicle. Alright, let's talk charging, because if you're going electric, that's a big part of the equation. Now, Tesla's Supercharger network is still one of the best in the business, but it's facing some growing pains. We're seeing reports of long lines and wait times at Supercharger stations, especially during peak hours and holidays. It's like trying to find parking at the mall on Black Friday. Stressful, to say the least. And it's not just about the wait times. Tesla's been steadily increasing Supercharger prices, making it more expensive to fuel up your EV. It's like those sneaky airline baggage fees. You think you're getting a good deal and then bam, hidden costs. And while home charging is always an option, not everyone has access to a garage or dedicated parking spot. So, if you're relying on public charging, factor in the potential for congestion and the rising cost of electricity. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, full self-driving, or FSD as Tesla calls it. Now this is the holy grail of autonomous driving. A future where you can sit back, relax, and let the car do all the work. But here's the thing. Despite its name, FSD is not fully autonomous. It's still in beta, and it requires constant driver attention. It's like those self-cleaning ovens. Sure, they make things a little easier, but you still have to do most of the work yourself. And the frustrating part is, Tesla keeps raising the price of FSD, even though it's not quite ready for prime time. It's like paying a premium for a streaming service that only has half the shows you want to watch. We've seen a lot of owners expressing frustration and even feeling misled about the capabilities of FSD. It's important to go in with realistic expectations and understand that FSD is still a work in progress. So while the dream of fully autonomous driving is enticing, don't buy a Model Y solely based on the promise of FSD. Okay, so we've talked about the potential issues with the Model Y, but what happens when something actually goes wrong? Well, that's where things can get a little tricky. Tesla's known for its direct-to-consumer sales model, which can be great for bypassing dealerships, but it also means that their service network isn't as extensive as traditional automakers. We're seeing reports of long wait times for service appointments, sometimes weeks or even months to get your car looked at. It's like trying to schedule a doctor's appointment. Good luck getting in on short notice. And if you're thinking about returning your Model Y, well, Tesla's made some changes to its return policy that make it a bit more difficult. It's not as simple as just bringing it back to the store and getting a full refund. Look, I get it. Tesla's a growing company and they're still figuring things out. But when it comes to service and support, there's definitely room for improvement. So, we've talked about a lot of potential downsides to the Tesla Model Y, but does that mean you should completely rule it out? Well, not necessarily. The Model Y is still a compelling electric vehicle with a lot to offer. It's got sleek design, impressive performance, and access to Tesla's vast Supercharger network. If you're someone who values technology, performance, and sustainability, the Model Y might still be a good fit for you. However, it's important to go in with your eyes wide open. Be aware of the potential for price drops, build quality issues, and software quirks. If you're willing to accept those risks and can handle the occasional hiccup, then the Model Y might be worth considering. But if you're looking for a completely polished and refined experience, or if you're someone who values a strong dealer network and hassle-free ownership, you might want to explore other options. At the end of the day, the decision of whether or not to buy a Tesla Model Y is a personal one. So, there you have it guys, the Tesla Model Y, a car that's as exciting as it is unpredictable. It's got the tech, the performance, and the style, but it also comes with its fair share of quirks and potential headaches. But hey, that's the thing about being on the cutting edge, right? Sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad. But ultimately, the decision of whether or not to buy a Model Y comes down to you. Weigh the pros and cons, do your research, and most importantly, don't buy more car than you're willing to handle. Thanks for watching Tech Talk, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Tesla's Model Y is still a great car, but it's not perfect. If you're planning to buy, just be aware of these hidden issues. What do you think? Are these deal breakers, or is the Model Y still worth it? Let us know in the comments.